Hey Kickstarter, this is Ryan here with an update for Sea of Legends. I actually wanted to take a minute to highlight a friend of mine's work and one of the contributors to Sea of Legends. So I'm actually here with Banana Chan, who is the owner of Game and a Curry, and they're publishing their first game on Kickstarter, and it's going to be Battle of the Boy Bands. I've had the chance to play it, and it is as ridiculous and over the top as you might expect as you build your deck for your boy band and try to sabotage each other, throwing homework and other, horrible sort of forms of sabotage on the rival team. And it's a really good time, super quick paced and really fun. And in fact, we actually have a boy band member of our own planned for this Kickstarter in one of the stretch goals. So hopefully we'll get to include that in our game as well. And I just want to say before I throw it over to you, Banana, that the whole way that I got introduced to you and your work was through one of your LARPs. It was The Other Place, and that was just incredible to play. That was my first LARP, was just starting out silent, being a mirror image essentially of the other player, as I'm like on one side of the mirror and they're on the other, and it's silent. And it's like the game, you don't really start talking until like you break the mirror image. And that was just such an incredibly like powerful, transformative experience for me. So I was really excited to have the chance to bring you on to write for this project. So yeah, let's hear all about Battle of the Boy Bands and any other projects you want to talk about today.
Yay. Thank you so much for that. I totally forgot about The Other Place, to be honest. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up, and thank you for playing. I'm so glad that you had a lot of fun with that.
It was a great time.
Yeah, so Battle of the Boy Bands is coming onto Kickstarter soon. We're really excited for it. This is going to be our first Kickstarter. And Vicci and Qianxi have done so much work on this. They've been iterating on it for a long time now, so we're just excited to bring it out onto Kickstarter.
That's rad. So I'm really curious, like, how did you end up, picking out this game to be your first Kickstarter game?
I think that Battle of the Boy Bands is just the ideal game for Kickstarter. So when we were playing it, when Clio, Qianxi, and Vicci, we were playing it together, it was just very quick. It was, everything about it was something that drew me in. I think the artwork was something that I was really impressed by. So it was very anime. It's sort of like, very whimsical, and it's a lot of fun. And I think that's what will really attract a lot of eyes onto this project on Kickstarter.
Yeah, the art is incredible. I love the art, love the attitude of the characters, and anyone who likes the sort of take that format, I think, is really going to enjoy this game. Now you also have some other projects down the line as well, and there's let's see if I'll get this right. Jiang Shi?
Yes, Jiang Shi, Blood in the Rainbow Hall. Yeah.
Yeah, what the heck is that? Because the name is very foreboding.
Yeah, so it's a game that Senfun Lim and I have been working on. We started working on it in 2018. It's a tabletop role-playing game where players take on the roles of different family members running a Chinese restaurant in the 1920s. The game itself specifically was for San Francisco, but there are several different Chinatowns that you can adapt your game to. And in the daytime, the family members have to deal with the customers, they're stressed out, they're trying to deal with oppression and sometimes police. Whereas at night, Jiang Shi, hopping vampires come out, and all sorts of paranormal activity come out, and they try to mess with the family even more.
There's something like absurdly terrifying about a creature that pursues you by hopping.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird mythology and backstory about it. There's not one actual backstory for the Jiang Shi, but the consensus is that, and this is somewhere online, the consensus is that they were risen by Taoist monks because they were too lazy to ship them or drag them across like long hauls of land. So they would enchant the bodies, make them hop, so that way they didn't have to, you know, put them on carts or something. So
wow.
yeah. So what happened was some of the paper enchantments and paper talismans actually accidentally fell off the heads of these Jiang Shi, and that is what made them, you know, life force sucking demons as they are now.
Oh my gosh, I really appreciate all the research you put into the Jiang Shi, and like that really shows in the work that we've done together for Sea of Legends. Like I was like really impressed right away when the first story we worked on featured this creature, the Lusan, which I had never heard of. And then like as soon as I start doing a sort of preliminary Google search, I'm like, oh, okay, this is like a real, you know, spiritual demon creature that is native to Mesoamerican and Southern American folklore, and that just like really struck me. And I think that's something that shows in all your stories, is that you find these great points of mythological inspiration as well, and then you just have like a ton of range from, again, goofy weird stuff to more horror and creepy, and mixing the two. Like the other day we were playing with Randall Bills, who is over at Catalyst Games Labs, and he ran into the first adventure with Lady Grey. He decided to hide the note that had been shoved into his palm. And by the end of it, he was like, you know, yeah, I'm gonna sacrifice my lover. I've already been keeping these secrets from them. Like I've already, you know, cheated on them essentially and failed them in so many ways. So I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna sacrifice them and gain this undead lover. And that was just great to see his process through it.
That's awesome. I love seeing, I mean, not that I love seeing human sacrifices, but I love seeing that.
Are you sure? Because it kind of comes up a lot in your work, I'm thinking. But yeah, that's just a great adventure. And so you're actually, what's wild too about this project is like you were our guinea pig. You were actually the first contributing writer that we brought on, and so you had to you know, help pave the way for everyone else, which has been really awesome, like on my end, because you've just been super flexible and super just like apt and great as a collaborator. So I mean, thank you for dealing with us and just like having so many wild ideas, and then not minding me throwing like 10 more at you throughout the process.
Honestly, thank you for having me on this. Yeah, thanks for having me on this. It's been so much fun. Just like all the adventures have been so ridiculous and silly and scary, and that's everything I could hope for.
Yeah, that's the Sea of Legends promise. It'll be silly and scary and all the other things, plus human sacrifice.
Yeah.
So I guess for my last question, I feel like I gotta make it a good one here, but for Sea of Legends, I guess, and for fans of Battle of the Boy Bands, you know, if you're a fan of Battle of the Boy Bands, what do you think those fans might, you know, appreciate and get into about Sea of Legends?
All the sexy lovers and nemesis that you can encounter in this game.
Oh, so true. So true.
It's very steamy.
It really is. It's getting steamier every day as we've been like egged on by people on Twitter, or people who've just randomly interviewed us and asked us questions about where are the soft boys and stuff like that. And I'm like, you're right. We need to add soft boys.
Yeah, there's definitely some crossover.
So it's just going to get steamier.
Nice.
Well, awesome. So I want to thank everyone who like got to the end of this video, and please go back Battle of the Boy Bands if it's of interest to you. We think it's awesome. We're backing it, and we're just really excited to see how well the Kickstarter is doing right now. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yay, thank you. Thanks for having me.